tries to carry it out. Over to the wall for Anderson. Anderson back to Albright. Shot. Save made by Murata. Now into the corner. Tied up. Garden State working it out. Lobbed all the way down. We'll get our first whistle here on an icing. Pittsburgh wins the faceoff again. Shot blocked into the corner. Chernetsky gets to it. Plays it up for Noah Perlich. Sent all the way in down low. Satachi chasing after it. Garden State carrying it out. It's chipped all the way down. And that'll be icing again by Joe Robb, and those 5 will have to stay on the floor. And I have to correct myself. I called that first save for Matt Murata. It's Ryan Webb in net for this semifinal for the Garden State Warriors. Off the draw, another shot, Perlich. Pad save, Webb. That gets to the line, not out. Zavola kept it in. Another attempt to clear. That one does get out. Garden State will get a much-needed change. Gods bring it right back on. Drew Albright over the line. Running past the stick check there. Now in behind the net. Albright out to the top of the zone for Zavola. Sends it over to Tachi. Shot blocked. Down low. Perlich takes a look. Goes out to the point. One-timer. Blocked again. Perlich has it once more. Tries to go up the wall. That got knocked away. Now cuts to the middle. Shot. Save Webb. Rebound shot. In behind the goal, it's Bruno. His pass. Off the feet of Sanders. Now on the half wall. Bruno sends it in behind. Biaggetti. Stolen from behind by Gallen. It goes in behind the net. Sanders rings it around. Gallen gets past, takes a run, kicks it over to the wall, in with control. Now back for Gallen, rolled off of his backhand. Ambrose is trying to find it. Batista ahead to Bruno. In over the line. Bruno pulls up. Now plays it over. Mikulashki down low. Biaggetti spins it into the corner. Belsing hands it off. Behind the net. Gods cycling. Wysong takes a stick check. Penalty arm up. Gods will get the first power play of the game. Bell to the bench. They'll get the extra attacker and go 6-on-5. Wysong also changing, so they'll bring it out of the zone and reset. Drew Albright over to his brother. Jordan holding. Back for Drew. Now Ricky Anderson. Gods looking to see if they can get an entry here with the 6-on-5. Albright tried to play it in, rolled off his stick, and it's played to a stoppage by Gavin Ambrose, and we'll see the penalty call. Slashing is the call. Jared Maska heading to the tripping the call on Jared Maska. 90-second power play here for the Gods. Anderson tries to go forward with the face-off. Warriors chip it out to the point, just holding it in. Satachi. Pass through, one-timer just over the net. And cleared all the way down by Mark Lesher. Anderson carries it up. Crosses over with Albright. Back to Anderson, gets the line. tried to go through. Nice play, Lesher. Fires it all the way down again. First 30 seconds of this man advantage gone. Albright gets it in deep. And offsides called too early there on the entry was Perlich. Gods have to tag up. Warriors will take the chance to clear it out. Comes all the way down in again behind the net, and now a late icing whistle. And we'll see about this. Gods did send it all the way down, but Garden State was deep in their own end. And looks like this icing call will hold up. So now a draw all the way deep in their own end with just 38 seconds left on this power play. Rudolph to take the draw against Addison. Addison wins it in behind the net for Albright. Addison gets to the red line, sends it back for Albright with speed through the middle, kicks it over to Migliozzi. Now Addison at the top, fakes the shot over to Satachi. He walks it into the top of the circle, down low for Albright. Return pass over to Migliozzi, back Satachi, one-timer. Pad save Webb into the corner. Satachi has it again. Takes a look, tries to go all the way through. Perlich plays it off the wall. Now down low, Addison. Shot, save Webb again. Back to 5-on-5. Still deep though, the Gods. Addison playing it in. It hit Perlich, goes to the corner. Perlich under control, back out to the top. Albright. Playing catch, gets it back, takes the shot. More of a pass for Perlich, who squares up. As Addison finds him. Addison tried to make one more move. It got poked away, but Albright chases it down, walks it back to the top of the zone. Looking for the tip. Good stick there from Lesher over to the side of the net. DeVito sends it ahead Veneziale. Tries to step past Albright. Skips off his foot and out of play. Face-off will come out of the zone. Batista, Bruno, and Biagietti out there for the Gods against Veneziale, Wargen, and Hofstrom. Veneziale wins it forward. Zavola plays it to Bruno. In deep, chasing after it. Rob gets tied up on the wall, but comes away with it. Makes a pass ahead for Wargen. Now Hofstrom gets the line. Tried to go across the zone, got blocked. Second attempt does get all the way over. Back to the point, intercepted. Behind the net. Tristan Hofstrom brings it around. Centering pass just missed Veneziale. And great keep at the line by Rob. Plays it down the wall for Veneziale in the corner. Trying to get to his forehand, couldn't get the shot off. Batista stops, lobs it ahead. Albright spins it over to Bruno. Gets the line, takes the shot. Another save by Webb off into the corner. Gallen reverses it. Scooped off the glass and out of the zone by Rob. And a steal by Veneziale. Has a step. Takes the shot. He scores! Scotty Veneziale gives Garden State the lead. Just a simple chip high off the glass and out by Rob. Gives this guy a chance to win a battle. Veneziale does just that and goes short side on Bell. Quick release, pulls it into the feet to change the angle, and beats Bell's pad back to that post. Garden State up 1-0, just under 2 minutes to play in the first. Comes around up to the wall. Gods right back on the press here. Ambrose in behind his own net, plays it all the way around, knocked out of the zone. Good play by Zimmerman. Now dumped into the corner. Gallen chases it down. Gallen taken to the wall and off the ball. Good play by Morin. Garden State, though, getting their forecheck working here. Good spin move to escape there, now on the half wall. Ambrose sends it back to the point. Long shot, looking for a tip. Save made, goes up behind the net. Warriors get to it again. They'll change their D while they hold it in behind the goal. Out to the point, Science shot blocked. And it goes out of play off the shin. Exactly 1 minute left. 1-0 lead for Garden State. They'll send Rudolph out for this draw with Sion and Stocklin. Off the draw, shot, pad save Bell. Comes back to the point, shot blocked. Rob trying to get that one through. He cuts it off, throws it into the corner again. In below Sion. Sends it to the front. They score! What a pass by Sion! Joe Robb with Chase Stocklin with the diving shot. It's 2-0 Garden State. Beautiful pass by Steve Sion right through two defenders. And look at this finish from Stocklin as he goes to the ground, gets it 5-hole. We'll take a look from behind Bell. Good coverage from Pittsburgh, but just a better pass and finish. 2-0 Garden State. Off the draw, Gods get right back at it. Shot from the point, deflected, Webb covers it up. .36 seconds left here, first period. Gods down 2-0, but in the O-zone. Face-off goes to the corner. Running it down is Pervito. He gets tied up. Sanders carries it behind, plays it up the wall. There's a stick stuck in the door of the net there. Addison has to leave the floor, and now it's a rush the other way. Sion with Sanders going to the net, sends it across. It goes all the way through. Sion has it again, turns it to the net, saved. Cleared away. One last rush maybe for Bruno. Plays it ahead for Perlick. He gets stripped. Great play on defense there by Pervito. Sion holds on, just lobs it all the way across into space, but that hits the netting and goes out. And so there'll be one more face-off with just 2 seconds left to play. Gods drawing it up here to see if they can get one shot off this face-off. They'll pull Scanlon to go 6-on-5. Drew Albright taking the draw. It'll be Jordan Wright behind him, and Satachi now joins from the bench. We'll try to get a clean win to Albright for a quick shot, but a good tie up there from Sanders. They will not get the opportunity, and the period ends. So the Gods dominate possession all period, get the only power play, but Garden State with 2 goals, separated by less than 2 minutes from Veneziali and Chase Stocklin have a 2-0 lead after 1. We'll be back for the second period after this from our tournament sponsors. Back for the second period of our second Men's A semifinal to determine who will face the Ottawa Godfathers in the championship game. Remember, this entire weekend of hockey is presented by Napper USA. Step onto the rink with confidence using Napper USA, the premier ball hockey equipment supplier in the United States and proud sponsor of Cool Hockey Events. Elevate your game with gear designed for champions. Ball is dropped. We're underway. Second period. Garden State up 2-0. The latest goal from Chase Stocklin. And they get right after it here in the second. Bounces away from Sanders. Good pass from Albright all the way to Perlick. He chips it to the corner. Runs it down with Maska watching him. Now sets up behind the net. Moves it around. Perlick stops, squares up, backhand shot. Hits Webb. He didn't know where it was, but it's cleared out by his defender. Held into the point. Sent all the way down low. Perlick had that roll away. Sanders lobs it forward. Zimmerman tried to jump up and grab it. It got away. In over the line again, Satachi. Pass through for Albright. Zavola intercepted. Now on the run, Wargin, one-on-one. Tries to pull it through. Kicked away by Zavola. Nice play there. He leaves it behind the net for Drew Albright. Goes to get a change. Albright walking it up slowly to the top of the circle. Now just scoops it back. He'll go and get his own change. Off the bench, that rolls off the stick. But the Gods recover, bring it in. Shot wide to the corner, whistle blows for offsides. Gods win it back off the draw. Send it deep once again. Stay back for it. They'll play it around. It comes all the way up the wall. Hofstrom trying to win the battle. Biaggetti pulls it through, but then lost it. Hofstrom gets it to the line. It is out. He chases it down. Couldn't get it into the zone. Pittsburgh right back the other way. Bruno tried to pull it down. Sent back. Hofstrom pulls up. Waits back to the point. One-time shot. Cut off on the way to the net. Biaggetti ahead for Batista. Gets the line. Now runs, sends it back. Some room for Bruno. Backdoor. What a save by Ryan Webb. Best look of the night for the Gods, and another huge save from Webb, and now he dives out to cover up that rebound. Gods get the perfect look backdoor, and Ryan Webb flashes across and gets the pad on it. And that one-timer there from Biaggetti, he just brought it back a little bit too far to the side Webb was already on. And it was just enough for him to get that pad over and keep it out. Right off the draw, that shot blocked. Wysong in front. Comes back to him behind the net. Runs around, now takes his own shot. Another save, Webb, and he covers up once more. And we'll take a look here at Scanlon in the other net, watching his counterpart make that save, and he can't believe it. Got to tip your cap to your fellow goalie on that one. Zion gathers it off the faceoff, sends it in. Scanlon stops it, leads it behind the net. And Garden State's there first. Zion behind the net again. Backhand pass to the front. Scanlon shovels that away. Joey Moore lost it. Zion shot, save, loose. Scanlon comes out and covers it up. God's got to be careful here in their own end. They've had more chances, but already down 2. Can't give any looks like that to Steve Zion, or this one will start to get away from them. Rudolph to take this draw against Anderson. And it kicks to the slot, out to the point. Nice play there to hold it in by Rob. Moves it over. Brevito rolls it in behind the net. That one hopped over the stick of Gabriel. The Gods will go the other way. Get over the line. Moore all the way to the corner. He gets washed out, and there's a penalty. And Rob shoots it all the way down. He's got to be careful they don't give him another one here. He's going to get called for the rough here. Good speed there from Moore. And tough one there as Rob got to the ball, but that elbow just comes up a little high, and that might be what gets him the call here. Making the right play, gets the body in front to control the ball, but you just got to watch that free arm. And they have given him an unsportsmanlike for firing that ball all the way down. So a huge spot in this game. Down 2-0, but now with a 3-minute double minor power play, the Gods with a chance to get back in it. Anderson with Perlick, Albright, Sitachi, and Migliozzi. Comes back to Migliozzi, over to Sitachi. Down low, gets it right back. Now Albright again, over to Migliozzi. Sitachi sends it through the middle. Anderson, Albright, one-timer outside of the net. That's how they want to run it on the 1-3-1 with Anderson in that bumper spot. Down low, Perlick. All the way out to the top. One-timer, wide of the net, off the stick of Migliozzi. Anderson, Sitachi. Takes a shot, Webb has the save, holds on. Perlick coming in to see if it was loose, but Webb had it the whole way. So that's the first 30 seconds of this power play. The Gods scored during the first 90 seconds. The first minute and a half will come off the board, and they'll get the second half of it. After the 1:30 mark, if they score, we'll go back to even strength. Tied up off the draw. Migliozzi tries to deal it out, gets help from Albright. Backs it out for Biaggetti. Now for Batista. Batista on the wrong side here. We'll see if he switches. Goes to Biaggetti at the top. Now Albright. Down low behind the net. Migliozzi, Batista. Working it behind the net here as they switch to the 2-3. Biaggetti over to Albright. Takes a look, takes the shot, he scores! Jordan Albright cuts the lead in half. And they'll get the second half of the power play as there was still 29 left on the first one. And just a perfect shot there from Albright with the screen from the defender. Nothing Webb can do with that one, as we'll see here from the net cam. Perfectly placed over the pad, under the arm. One of the best shots in the North American A circuit there from Jordan Albright. And the Gods here now back in a one-goal game and still on a full power play here for that unsportsmanlike minor that got tacked on when Rob shot the ball down the floor. They'll get right back in the zone. It's Anderson. Sends it all the way across. Migliozzi takes a look, waiting to get set. Anderson all the way now around, plays it through, one-timer, big save again by Webb, getting across on Sitachi. Sitachi has it back, squares up, lobs it across, another one-timer that bounced off Anderson's stick the wrong way and went wide. All the way through, Migliozzi takes a look, doesn't like it, goes over Sitachi. Waits, shot, backdoor, they score, it's tied. Great look from Daniel Sitachi, Ricky Anderson on the slam dunk. And the Gods convert both halves of the double minor and even things up at 2. Just a perfect play there. Anderson gets himself on that far post and squares up. Sitachi sifts it right through the box. You see the stick there for DeVito, just could not get to it in time. Nothing Webb's going to be able to do when that pass gets to the back door. And the Gods, after that rough couple of minutes in the first period, call themselves back in. It's 2-2. Webb in behind his own goal. Chips it around for DeVito. He's got Sanders coming through the middle. Sanders in over the line, sends it over, tried to, and never got through to Zimmerman. It was cut off. Right back the other way, Bruno. Lobs it to the middle, goes all the way into the corner. Just in behind the net, sets up. Charges in front, got played off of his stick, and Webb has it covered up. Batista trying to bring it around on the wraparound. Masca there with the stick. Good defensive play by Masca, and then it looks like, Batista steps on the blade there on the follow-through, pulls his foot out. Gets to the bench on his own power. We'll see if he takes his next shift. Back to the point. Gods will get set up again. Through Albright. D to D. Nikolashki shot from Wysong blocked. Gods right back to it, behind the net. Good stick by Sanders there to stop the wraparound. On the near wall, Gallen trying to get it out. Zimmerman couldn't get there in time. Nikolashki sends it right back in. Wysong, he's on it. Stops at the circle. Into the corner. Keep the cycle going. And Casillo, he cycles it back down. Wysong has it again. That's cut through, too. He lost it. That pass bounces off Zimmerman's blade, though, stays in the zone. Albright. All the way down the half wall. Now he's in behind the net, tripped up. It's going to be no call. Garden State touching the ball. No, now there is a whistle. And, yeah, the official down low in the corner has the trip. And another power play here for the Gods. Albright draws the call there as he was working in behind the net. DeVito sliding. Sanders takes his feet out. And the Gods will get another OPBHL power play. 2 for 2 on the power play so far. Chance to get their first lead of this game. They win the draw, but it gets away from Sitachi all the way out of the zone. He walks up to the red line, has Addison swinging behind him, now gives him the ball. Addison chips it past, all the way into the corner. Setting up, works it out for Perlin. He'll bring it out to Sitachi at the top. All the way down low, Addison. Albright kicks it out, Sitachi. Albright, one-timer, save Webb. Down low, Addison again. All the way through, and another save Webb. And that chance now goes all the way out to the point. Albright didn't get all of it. Rolled off the heel of the stick. Webb got just a piece. God's still in the zone, halfway through the power play. Migliozzi over to Addison. Steps to the middle, down low. Perlick. Out up top. Migliozzi back to Perlick. All the way through, cut off nicely by Sion. He'll run it all the way out of the zone. Dump it in on net. Scanlon with the blocker into the corner. Sion goes to the bench. Addison bringing it up. 15 to go on this power play. That's not in. They still have to bring it back. That one does get in. Albright chases it down. Pulls up. Out to the top, Addison. Takes the shot, kicks it over. Migliozzi doesn't like it. Sitachi, he pulls it down. Back to even strength. Albright from no angle, and Webb hangs on and gets a whistle. Two minutes and change here in the middle period. Garden State with both of their goals in the first period had a 2-0 lead. The Gods with 2 power play goals on a double minor to Joe Robb earlier in this second period had even the score. Easy alley, wins it to the corner, but the Gods run it down first. Biagietti brings it all the way around. He goes to the floor. No call there. Wargin the other way. He hits Ambrose. Ambrose brings it in, pulls up. Out to the point for Will Gallen. His shot looking for a tip. It got blocked by Albright. Albright eats a couple checks from Wargin, goes all the way in. Driving all the way to the net, now pulls up. Takes a look for Bruno, takes a shot himself, blocked. Off the stick into the corner. Went out of the corner, Joey Moore swept it just past the post. Bruno lobs it out for Drew Albright. Takes the shot. That pass blocked. Wargin wanted Veneziali, who falls on his run. He's down. He might be hurt. The whistle blows. And Veneziali still on the floor. See if we can get a look at that fall he took. As right off the turnover. Oh, and he eats the stick of Albright on the follow-through there on that pass that got intercepted. Stick comes up high on the way through, gets him right in the mouth. And he'll go to the bench. And you can already see that lip there for Veneziale as he takes that stick. No high sticking calls. It was a follow through of a pass from Albright, who had possession of the ball. Whistle blew just for the injured player when Garden State got possession. So it'll come deep down into their end. Just over 90 seconds left in the second period. And now making sure we have the face-off in the right spot. Sanders and Chernetsky on this faceoff. Off the draw, Gods get it right back. Shot from Albright. Webb has it again, covers up. Webb has done a good job this game limiting the rebounds, keeping that first save in his pads. Both goals on the power play, but all the 5-on-5, he's kept it clean. Chernetsky right off the face-off, has it down low, walks it out far side, tries to chip pass, that got knocked away. Garden State's gonna get it out, lobbed into the zone for Zimmerman. He's chasing it down. Nikolashki gets there first. Now Albright plays it up to the point. Perlick chips it into the zone. Warriors back on it. Taken away, though, by Perlick's forecheck, but that pass goes to nobody, and Sanders over now. Sion had it just roll off his stick on the pass from Ryan Gallen. Under a minute to play, second period. Albright behind his own net. He'll stop and let the forwards finish the change. Now sends it all the way ahead for Perlick. He's got it into the zone. Perlick spins back on the backhand. Looks for options. Comes to the front in the slot. Shot blocked behind the net. Wraparound try. That's blocked. Another penalty. And it's going to be a high sticking call on Romaniecki. It'll be another power play for Pittsburgh. It's a battle in front of the net there. Romaniecki comes up high. And looked like more of a hold, really, than anything there. And now a Gods player going to the box, and it's high sticking on Pittsburgh. Well, first I thought they had the hold on Jackson Miller, but it's a high stick on Pittsburgh, and Garden State is going to get their chance on the OPBHL power play. 32 seconds left in the second period. They'll carry it over to the third if they don't score. So it's Noah Perlick in the box for the Gods, called for the high stick. Sanders has it off the faceoff. Gets set up down low. They'll kick it all the way back out to the point. Rudolph over, one-timer, blocked on the way. Sanders stuff play, kick save Scanlon, and backed out of the zone by Moore. Rudolph has to chase it all the way down behind his own net. Just 10 seconds left when he gets there. Hits the red line, sends it in. Scanlon makes that stop, covers it up. Little under 4 seconds here, one last face-off. Right now, looks like Webb's going to stay in the net. Sanders lining up where he wants his forwards here. Has Hofstrom in the one-time spot. Gallen on the inside with Joe Robb. Gods win the draw, though. Goes to the corner. Albright just ties it up. And that'll bring it into the second period. The Gods get both goals in the middle frame on a double minor power play. They scored both chances there with Joe Robb in the box for 3 minutes. So we're all tied up going to the third period. Garden State will have 57 seconds left on the power play. Back for the third after this. Back here for the third period of our Men's A semifinal, and the story in this one so far is Garden State Warriors goaltender Ryan Webb came into this weekend as the backup to Matt Murata. He got one start in the prelim round, gave up 8 goals to Penn Hills Arsenal in an 8-0 loss, and looked like he was ready to ride the bench all through the playoffs. But Mike Malloy gives him the nod here in this semifinal, and he has absolutely made good on that chance. Both goals he gave up, perfect plays by the gods on the power play, but he has kept his team in it, and they are tied up at 2 here in the third on the power play to start these final 10 minutes. Rudolph has it, walks to the red line, lobs it into the corner. Robb chasing after it, but that rolls off the netting over the glass, and it's an early whistle. .45 seconds left on this man advantage. Off the draw, they kick it over to Gallen. He gets right over the line. Trying to play it down to Sanders. Gets tied up by Albright. It does get to Sanders. He steps in, takes the shot, saves Scanlon. Kicked all the way out to the point for Rudolph. Rudolph trying to get everybody set up. Down low for Hofstra. All the way through. That hit a pad. Now a rush the other way, shorthanded for Albright. Gains the line. Tries to dangle through. He does. Has it. Goes to the net. What a goal by Jordan Albright. His second of the game. This one shorthanded. After the pass gets blocked, he picks it up in his own end and does the rest himself. Albright with the dangle move behind his own feet. Gets it back to the forehand and goes far side before Webb can slide across. An incredible goal by Albright, and the gods back from 2-0 down. Score shorthanded to take their first lead 3-2. Garden State have to find one now. They still have 15 seconds on this power play. Veneziali down low. He scored the first one in this game, sends that one to the net. Scanlon flashes the glove out to cover it up. One last chance here if they can win the face-off on this man advantage for Garden State. They do. Wargen right off the draw. Shot blocked. Goes to the corner. Jackson Miller handles it on the half wall. We're back to 5-on-5. It comes out. It gets away from Ambrose at the point. Goes all the way down to Webb. Ambrose starts it back up again, but that pass goes all the way through. And Wargen tried to tip it. It hit, I believe, the stanchion there on the side of the Gods bench. So that'll bring the face-off down low. Just about a minute into this third period. Jordan Albright with his second of the game, short-handed, gave the Gods the 3-2 lead they're holding on to. Garden State, after scoring the first two, got to dig their way back into this one. Ottawa Godfathers winners in the earlier semifinal. Waiting for our winner here. And that lob from the corner hits the ceiling and goes all the way back into the Pittsburgh end. And God's trying to change here, but they shot the ball out from their own zone. So they're going to have to put Satachi back on the floor. Easy Alley wins the faceoff. Out to the point. Shot. Save Scanlon on the drive from Gallen. Warjin coming in to help dig it out. Easy Alley gets to it. Turns his back, trying to make some room. Brian Casillo guarding him. He walks it all the way back to the circle. Now into the corner. Will Gallen out. Easy Alley shot blocked. Nice play there with the foot to kick it ahead by Chernetsky. Now he runs on, gets the line, cuts to the middle, shot, save, Webb. Jackson Miller behind his own net. He's doubled down low, but tried to get the pass out. It hops right in front. Chernetsky couldn't find it. Quick shot, Perlich blocked. Warjin, long pass looking for Sion. It goes too far, and that will go for icing. Miller tried to play that one behind his own goal. It hit one of the Gods' forecheckers, then came right back out in front. Taras Chernitsky trying to find it, rolled inside his foot, though, and couldn't get to it. On the draw. Goes in behind the net. Will Gallen all the way through to Sion. He missed it, but it gets past Drew Albright. He's got to double back into his own end. Sets up behind his own goal. Hancock back to Albright. Now over to Wysong. Through to Wysong, tries to get by, lost it. Zion taking a look, takes a shot, that goes high into the corner, kicks all the way around. Back to the point. Shoveled in, another shot, blocked. And Albright runs it out of trouble, sends it ahead, and now tipped back into the zone. Broniecki back to get it. We hit the 7-minute mark here in the third period. Gods hanging on to a 3-2 lead. Wysong sent it to the middle. It skipped off Miglashki in on net, and Webb will cover it up. Back to the point to Albright off the face-off. He gets checked. It gets lobbed out of the zone by Gabriel. Miglashki back for it. Now circles in behind his own net. Hands it off to Anderson. Anderson tied the game in the second period with that backdoor slam dunk on the second Gods power play goal. He brings this one on ahead. Gets the line, rims it into the corner. Fervito trying to chase it down. Migliozzi on him, comes up with the ball. Tries to go over to Addison. Addison turns, fires, looking for the tip. It went off the foot. Garden State the other way. Nice play there on the wall to send it in deep by Gabriel. Sanders trying to get there. Miglashki runs it out. Now tried to go behind the net, but Sanders blocked it. Down, looking for Sanders, got away from him. Batista sends it ahead. Some help on the wall, comes right back to him. 2-on-2, all the way deep. Anderson will get there first. Rob covering him, takes him to the wall. Back in behind the net, Batista. Has Bruno buzzing around in the slot. Anderson will change. Biaggetti joining off the bench. Now Batista brings it around, hands it off for Hancock. Now in back behind the net, Bigliazzi. Has Hancock. Now goes to the middle, one-timer, Bruno, another save by Webb with the pad. And keeps it a one-goal game. Remember that one if Garden State is able to tie it. Faceoff goes up into the air and hits the ceiling right off the drop, so we'll try it again. Janetsky off the draw, tried to stuff it in front, pass blocked, comes back to Albright, pinching down the wall. He spins off to the middle, has room, takes the shot, save Webb, loose, he gets the rebound again. Another great job by Webb to keep that ball in front of him off the first save and cover it up before Batista could find it. Albright just curling out from that corner, whips the shot on net. Webb keeps it out, halfway point of the third period. Garden State need a goal. Wargin sends it up for Hofstrom. He has the line, has Veneziale, one-timer, just wide and hits something on the way through. Bruno may have gotten a foot on it. Albright behind his own net, plays it all the way across. Batista takes the pass, now steps ahead of Wargin. Over into the middle for Bruno. Nick Bruno back. Jordan Albright with 2 goals in this one, including what would be the winner if this score holds. He gets it back behind the net. Zion up deep here on the forecheck. Has Miller halfway into the zone. Veneziale at the blue line with Gallen and Masca. Albright goes behind his net, now stops again. Zion directing traffic, trying to force a play here. Albright long pass, Satachi got away from him, that'll be icing. That's what the Warriors wanted there. They forced the long ball. Perlick couldn't track it down, and so it'll come all the way deep. Four minutes left for Garden State. We'll keep an eye on Ryan Webb down in his net if they get the zone. At what point here they'll go 6-on-5. The Gods get it off the face-off again. Albright, pass in the middle, Satachi. Over to Migliozzi, shot, blocked. Nice play there by Ambrose to get the shin down to the floor and block it. Migliozzi to the front, put it just over the net on that power move. Now Satachi cleans it up. All the way out to the point, some room for Nikoloski. Shot all the way to the corner. Tied up behind the net. Rob couldn't find it. Satachi out, Perlick shot, blocked. Webb goes out and covers it up again. Jackson Miller got a piece of that one and slowed it down. And another big save there, and I think that might have just been a missed net there for Perlick as he charges to the front of the net. Webb takes away the lower part of the net, forcing him to shoot it high, and he just pulls it up over the crossbar. Right off the draw, another shot. Stopped into the corner. Tied up on the wall. Sanders trying to help out. Comes now ahead for Gowan, lobs it in. It's going to go all the way on that. Scanlon lost it. Oh, looking to find it with Zimmerman. Now Al Sanders, one-timer, diving, blocked. Another try back in. That's stopped by Albright. Could be a rush the other way. He has Wysong with a step. Buddha Wysong in on goal. Just wide past the post. And he goes tumbling into the net over top of Ryan Webb. He is down after a hard fall at the end of that breakaway. Wysong getting back up to his feet. Tried to go back forehand there and tripped over the sprawling Webb on his follow-through. It looks like he avoided the worst there of hitting the actual iron, but goes hard into the net as he gets the head under the crossbar there. He's up on his own, gets back to the bench. And now a conversation here. Webb asking if there's goalie interference. I don't think he's going to win this argument. It will come outside as Lysong dislodged the net. Webb still helmet up, pleading his case. And now Ryan Shannon walks him back into his crease. Anderson off the faceoff, into the zone again. Far side wall, tips it in behind the net. We hit the 3-minute mark. Gods still with a 3-2 lead and another save. Webb to keep it 3-2. Great pass to the front. Tied up on the wall. Rob trying to dig it out. Anderson gets there, but it comes ahead to Veneziale. Masca back for Veneziale. Anderson played it down with his stick. Walks in, shot just wide. Back to the point. Hancock over to Albright. Albright over to the half wall. Moore to the middle, gets it back. Moore still holding, now for Anderson again. Gods happy to possess and kill time here as they hang on to the lead. Anderson for Moore, rolled off his stick. Goes back and gets it again. Origin takes it away. Tried to reverse it for Rob. Anderson's there though, runs to it, gets there first. Veneziale gets there, could be a 3-on-2. Albright back checking, but it comes ahead. Veneziale has to go all the way behind the net to get it. Under 2 minutes to play. Garden State in the zone. Webb still in his crease. Gallen shot from the point, blocked. All the way over, Ambrose trying to get there. Bruno wins the battle. Goes high in the air. Gathered in by Garden State, centering pass. Scanlon gets the paddle on it to block it. Now over to the wall. Ambrose lets it go for Rudolph. Back for Ambrose. Return for Rudolph. Down low. Centering pass. Good stick from Addison. Sion finds it. 90 seconds left. Shot on net. It's loose, and Scanlon dives out. Sion thought he scored. Had the hands in the air, but Scanlon keeps it out. Sion turned around, fired it from the near side. Scanlon didn't know where it was. It was rolling next to him. And then he goes down with the blocker and gets to it before anyone in a yellow jersey can find it. Webb has gone to the bench. Garden State with the extra attacker. No. And Garden State takes their timeout. Gods looking to get back to the final for a chance for a four-peat in the North Americans Men's A. Garden State drawing it up here. How they'll play it out with the 6-on-5. Garden State led this game 2-0 in the first period with the goals from Veneziale and Stocklin. But a pair from Albright and another from Ricky Anderson have the Gods ahead 3-2. Godfathers waiting to see if it'll be a rematch. Sanders in to take the draw. He's got Rudolph right behind him. Gallen on the wing. They get it back to Rudolph. Works it over to Rob at the point. They play catch. Now they get it down low for Sion. Steps to the dot, takes the shot, goes all the way through and around for Gallen. Ryan Gallen out. Rudolph shot. Deflected. They score. It's tied. Doug Sanders with the deflection on the shot from Riley Rudolph. Garden State evens it up at 3. Rudolph with the one-timer. Sanders right in front. I think he gets a touch on it. We'll get a look at the goal cam and see if he deflected it. And tough to tell there, but certainly a lot of traffic and definitely a change of direction. As that ball was on the floor when it left Rudolph's stick and then ended up top shelf over Scanlon. Doug Sanders ties the game with the extra attacker. 1 minute away from overtime, but here comes Albright into the zone for the Gods. Hands it off. Over across for Addison. Shot blocked. Has it back. Perlick. Out to the point. Batista fakes the shot. Now down for Addison. Addison lobbing it through the middle. Biaggetti didn't see it. It goes all the way to the corner. Final minute running down here. Tied at 3 after the Sanders goal. Biaggetti all the way in behind. Circles it back. Addison tried to go to Perlick. It hit a stick. Goes to the wall. Perlick wins it back into the corner, but Rob gets there. Turns, has some room, lobs it all the way out. Gallen running it down. Trying to get a step on Albright. Gallen on the backhand. Good stick, Albright over to the wall, but Sion gets there first. Throws it in front. Bounces on Scanlon. He kept it out. Sion was trying to pass that across to Hofstrom. It goes off the sliding Albright and in on goal, and Scanlon had to be sharp there and keep that one out. As you see there, Scanlon driving to his far side post to try and get to that one-timer. It hits his defender and comes back inside, and he keeps it out. 10 seconds left here in the third period. Tie score. Sanders again here on the face-off. Wins it again. Veneziale couldn't get there. Bruno lobs it ahead. Maybe one last look here. Webb comes out, melts it down. But there'll be 5 seconds now for the Gods. See if they can draw up off the face-off. They still have their timeout. Corey Hirsch not taking the timeout or taking the goalie. Albright comes down from the point to take the draw. Drew Albright. Jordan back on D in case they set up a shot. Sanders ties it up, runs to the corner, and just kicks out the last 5 seconds. And we have overtime here, but we got to be careful not to give anybody a power play. Sanders and Albright going at it in the corner. I think it was a little from both ends there, so I don't see any indication yet that there will be a power play. And now Sanders walking away. So we'll take another look here. Sanders tying it up at the wall. Albright going and trying to dig it out. Another extra one from Sanders there at the end. And a little pushing and shoving, but no arm goes up. So overtime in this semifinal will be 10 minutes, 3-on-3, and a shootout after that if nobody scores. 3-3 the score after regulation. Garden State with goals from Veneziale, Stockland, and in the final minute, Doug Sanders to tie it at 3. Gods with 2 goals from Jordan Albright and 1 from Ricky Annison. 10 minutes here on the clock. 3-on-3, a lot of open space to get a goal here in these 10 minutes. Now officials here trying to work out if the goalies will switch ends for overtime. No, and it'll stay with the short change. Scanlon walking back to his goal. It'll be Albright, Biaggetti for the Gods. Garden State still talking it over. And it'll be Rudolph on the draw for the Warriors with Sion and Rob. Webb and Scanlon are ready. Ball's dropped and we're underway in overtime. Rudolph controls it. Had the line, walks it back out to the red. Try to get set up. Has it swept away by Biaggetti, who retreats into his own end. Sion marking him. Plays it back across for Drew Albright. Now he'll go back over. Biaggetti back to Albright. Now Jordan Albright. Jordan curls around, turns it back. Takes a look, hands it off. Biaggetti gets the line, sends it into the corner, cuts inside. Good stick there from Rudolph to kick that in behind the net. Biaggetti for Jordan. Jordan out to Drew at the top of the zone. Biaggetti needs a change. Drew left the zone, so now Jordan has to tag up. Aniston off the bench, replaces Biaggetti. That pass goes all the way through. No icing as he had the blue line. Hofstrom behind his own net for Garden State. Rob looking to change, goes to the bench. Gets replaced by Maska. Hofstrom starts out, now flips it back over to Maska. First 90 seconds gone, both teams feeling it out. Hofstrom has Sion in over the line. Sion down the wing, shot blocked into the corner. Hofstrom gets to it. Stolen by Albright, plays it ahead Aniston, but Albright has to change, so no 2-on-1. Aniston will just gain the line and retreat. And he lost the zone there with Jordan Albright charging. They have to reset. Maska marking Aniston, goes back to his own end. Jordan Albright to the bench. Batista on. Plays it all the way over. Now lobbed in for Aniston. Aniston trying to pull it off the wall. Rudolph's got him. Long pass all the way over. Migliozzi walks to the top of the zone, leaves the zone. Aniston goes to the bench. Perlick joins. Migliozzi now goes all the way in behind his own net, leaves it there for Nikolashki and goes to the bench. Satachi on, has the ball.
Come back, bro, come back.
Satachi has Chernitsky coming in down low. Veneziali bounces on Satachi, he lost it. Oh, and then a giveaway from Ambrose. Didn't know where Veneziali was. Charging the other way, Chernitsky. Has Perlick going to the net. Tries to find him, it goes all the way through. Rudolph up the wall. Partially blocked, but it gets to Ambrose. Over for Veneziali. Has a little space if he can run this down. Gets to it at the hash marks. Sion changing behind the play. Crosses over Veneziali. Down low for Ambrose. Spins it down for Sion. Zimmerman off the bench. Coming in to help out. Perlick tying up Sion down low. Zimmerman has it. Tries to go to the front. Good stick there. Migliozzi to the corner. That's stolen and sent ahead. Satachi. 1-on-2. Takes a run. Gets the line. Pulls up. Perlick goes to the net. Albright back on the floor. Satachi throws it all the way down for Perlick. Now he'll go get a change. Perlick trying to work his way through. Tied up by Zimmerman. They both go to the floor. Perlick back up, finds it again. Zimmerman not backing down. Perlick now trying to go to the net. It comes out to the top of the zone. Albright slows it down. Lets Aniston swing in behind. Drops it off. Aniston gets to the dot. Middle. Good stick. Save Webb on the attempt from Perlick. Zimmerman blocked the first one. Webb squared up and made the second save. Now Sion brings it ahead for Garden State. He's got Rob on the far wall. Miller cutting through the middle. Lays it across his own blue line for Rob. Rob swings it around to Miller. It went over his stick all the way down. Icing is the call. It'll come all the way down to the Garden State end. And a big save here from Ryan Webb. First pass broken up, but Perlich stayed on it and got the shot off. Webb makes another big stop. Clock running here in between whistles as we hit the halfway point of overtime. Albright in to take the face off against Miller. Tries to go forward. Comes back to the point. Stolen by Rob. Has Sion. Tries to run it himself to the blue line. Gets there. Rob takes the shot. No, it's pulled off his stick by Albright. Nice play. But Sion comes in to clean it up. Sion handling on the half wall. Sends it to the net. Loose in front. Trying to dig it out. Backhand shot save. Scanlon, good look there for Jackson Miller. But Scanlon, and looking at the back check here from Drew Albright as Rob thought he had a step and was ready to load this one up. Albright, beautiful play there to sweep it right off the blade. And then as play continued, Jackson Miller got a good look on the backhand. Scanlon held on. Off the face-off, it's Bruno. He's got Wysong on the half wall, lays it over to him. Migliozzi out the red line, gathers that. Bruno taking a run. Migliozzi holds, they'll reset. Bruno now comes back. Now takes another run. That lob goes out of play. And that'll come down into the Pittsburgh end. God's control off the draw. Bruno sends it through. Nice play. And they're on sides. Backhand shot save. Webb on Migliozzi. Hofstrom broke up the pass, but Migliozzi adjusted to stay on sides and got the shot off. Webb with another big stop. Rudolph taking a run. Wysong trying to chase him down. He's 1-on-2. Now pulls to the middle. Good stick. Bruno on the steal. Going the other way. Bruno has the line. Pulls up. Walks it all the way back to the neutral zone. And now they'll leave the zone. Brings it back for Biagietti. The Albright's on the floor with Biagietti. Wargin takes Biagietti to the wall. Ties it up. Biagietti comes away with it. In behind the net. Wargin, another good play to steal it. Albright cuts him off. But Biagietti's on the way out. Easy alley. Albright battling. Drew Albright has it. Now Biagietti at the top. Back for Drew. He walks out, has Jordan on the half wall, hands it off. Anderson joins them from the bench. Albright squared up by Maska. Now cuts around him, gets to the middle. Albright shot, saved by Webb. Another huge save in this overtime. Veneziale has the ball, rolls off his stick, he regathers. Trying to go 1-on-2 through the Albrights, gets it as far as the corner. Drew runs in with him. It comes up the wall for Miller. Backs it out, has Ambrose at the point. Miller now lobs the shot in, looks for the tip, got it just past the far post. Veneziale with the backhand deflection. And now down in the corner. Jordan Albright rushing the other way, trying to pull it through. Miller couldn't do it. No whistle yet. Now the whistle blows. And Addison struggling to get out of the corner. And Addison bleeding after that hit in the corner from Veneziale. There was no arm up on the play. The whistle blew just for an injured player. And as they go into the corner there, Addison going low to try to scoop the ball out. Veneziale takes him into the wall and head first into the dasher. All three officials at the top of the zone talking this over to see if anybody has a view to make a call here. But during the play, there was no penalty arm up. Gods were advancing the ball, and the whistle blew for the injured player. Addison is up and walking to the bench. And the delay here is they have to clean up that spot on the floor, down in the far corner. When play restarts, there's just under 2 minutes left in the overtime. If no one scores, it'll go to a shootout. 3-round shootout. After that, sudden death, and anybody can shoot repeatedly until we have a winner. Ottawa Godfathers waiting to see who their opponent in the final will be. Gods looking to get back for a chance to win a 4th title in a row. Garden State looking for their first appearance in the finals of this tournament. And still nothing on the board here in the way of penalty time after the refs conference, so we will stay at even strength when we start play. And looks like we have the all clear here from the tournament staff. Center's getting set for this face-off. Rudolph and Batista on the dot. Biaggetti and Perlich, the other two for Pittsburgh. Rob and Sion for the Warriors. And refs coming together again here. I think this is going to be about the face-off location. Can't imagine there's any new information to make a penalty call, and they're going to bring it outside. So again, 1:58 here in the overtime. Clock will run once this ball is back in play, and it is. Perlich charging ahead, can't get past Rob. Regathers, gets the line. Trying to work by. Rob steals it. Running it ahead. Rob into the zone, trying to get a shot off, turns it over, and now they're caught. Could be a rush the other way, but Perlich overran the ball, and that gives Garden State enough time to get back. Shot, Webb, save, rebound, kicks out. Sion dives, swept at it, couldn't get a piece of it. Biaggetti back to Albright, joining the play at the top of the zone. 90 seconds left. Albright hands it off to Drew. To the middle, shot, glove save, Webb, doesn't have it, does get the glove back to it. Thought he had it in the glove, it rolled out and was sitting on the floor, and just before Batista could get there, he puts the glove back down and gets the whistle. First save on Albright, and then covers up right before the tap in. Clock hits 1 minute. It will stop now for the rest of the overtime in the final minute. Veneziale wins the faceoff, runs it ahead, could be a 2-on-1, tried to get it to Miller, it hit Albright's leg, and it goes right back the other way. Jordan and Drew on a 2-on-1, Jordan to Drew, save Webb, it's rolling up his pads, he finds it and covers it up. Another great look for the Gods, Ryan Webb closes the door again, 48 seconds left. Face-off goes in behind the net. Veneziale picks it up for the Warriors. He's got Ambrose and Miller crisscrossing in the neutral zone. Looking for Miller too far. That'll be icing, and it'll come all the way back. 35 seconds. Migliozzi asking for a change. He'll go to the bench. Gets replaced by Morin. Albright staying out there. Same three for Garden State. They can't change after the icing. Still no sign of Ricky Anderson back on the bench for Pittsburgh. Off the draw, Veneziale goes forward. Has Miller, takes it himself. Gets the line, tries to go through Albright. Late stick, sweeps it away. Turnaround shot, Miller blocked. Drew Albright has it. He'll bring it back up. 20 seconds to play in the overtime. Morin going to the net. Drew crosses the zone, turns onto his forehand shot. He scores! Drew Albright in overtime. Top shelf over the glove of Webb. The Pittsburgh Gods will play for the four-peat in a rematch against the Ottawa Godfathers. And Ryan Webb did as much as he could for the Garden State Warriors. They come up 1 goal short against the defending champs. So our final is set in the men's A bracket. Ottawa Godfathers, Pittsburgh Gods at 6 p.m. tonight. After a word from our sponsors, we'll be back with the women's A semifinals. Jason Kelly taking over on the call for those games coming up next. And one more look at this game-winning goal from Drew Albright right into the top corner above the glove of Webb.
From the beginning of time, men and women have been friends, family, but yet rivals as well. Some of the most epic battles have been fought from the North to the South Pole and anywhere in between. As time flies, battles have transformed themselves into sports. Yet, the fundamentals remain the same, with lighter shields and a different type of sword. But evolution is clever. It introduces new rules but keeps one thing intact: adrenaline. So it's with honor and pride that we present to the world all of the above into one sport. Hockey ball, the game born in the North that can be played from the mountains to the ocean, and from America to Europe, all the way to the land of the rising sun. Napper. Anyone, anywhere.